So Anthropic just released a bunch of different financial skills for the stock market. And in today's video, I'll be showing you how you can actually use these to gain advantage compared to other investors. My name's Andrew Black. And in today's video, I'll be showing the exact skills that you need to take your investing to another level with AI. So here is the Equity Research plugin. So this is absolutely amazing because you can see right here, you can analyze earnings, generate investment ideas, and draft initiating covering reports. There are so many different skills. And if I type in / on mine, you can see if I scroll down, you can see Equity Research. There are I think around 30 or even 25 different skills that are all very, very good for the stock market. Now, if you want to install it, of course, just make sure that you have Cowork installed, and that is essentially the Claude desktop app. So of course, come to the official Claude Code docs and then download the official desktop app either for Windows or Mac OS, because if you're trying to do this in the browser, you simply won't be able to do so. And so when it comes to installing Equity Research, all you need to do is just click this. Then it's going to prompt you to open up your desktop app, then click Open Claude. Then what you'll see is right here, it should actually pop up with the Equity Research plugin, and then you will just be able to click install. So that is the easiest way to do this. So I've been using it in my community for the past 2 weeks, and I honestly have to say that this has been absolutely amazing. So I'm going to show you guys the ones that I use and exactly what they do. So one of the first ones that I talk about a lot in my community is idea generation. We have a ton of different prompts on this one. And the reason this is so good is because this is one of the skills that most new investors struggle with. And this essentially is idea generation. So this helps you source new investment ideas through screens and thematic research. So essentially you just trigger it by saying things like find me ideas or what looks interesting in certain sector. So essentially it's going to ask for certain things up front. So it will ask, whether you want to go long or short, what the market cap, the sector, the style, the geography, and any specific theme. And then you get back 5 shortlist ideas with 1-page summaries, a comparison table across all ideas. And then you get a thesis, and you get a prioritized list of which ones you want to dive in further. So one area that I've recently been looking at quite a lot is photonics. I know that the AI data center boom is still being built out. And one of the key things I'm hearing again is photonics. So I'm literally just going to type in /idea, and then I'm going to do generation, just hit tab, and that will say, and so here I've said, what looks interesting in the AI data center photonics space, what genuinely has room to grow across all size stocks, focus on companies that benefit from the AI build out directly, give me a list of 3. And I've said, well, you can buy and hold for the next 6 to 12 months or longer timeline. Then I'm going to go ahead and just hit enter. So instantly you can see here, it gives me an AI data center photonics, 3 buy and hold ideas for 6 to 12 months. Now, I think you guys don't realize just how good and coherent, and that's actually a pun because the stock here is called Coherent, but genuinely don't understand how good this stuff is, because when you compare this to actually just asking Claude, it's completely different. So you can see right here that it says the setup. AI optical transceiver market is tracking from $16 billion in 2025 to $26 billion in 2026, 57% growth year over year. And the 1.6 trillion is just hitting volume shipment out. And that's a 3-year multi-generational ramp. So it says it screened the universe, ranked for A, direct AI care packs exposure, a durable competitive moat, and valuation that still leaves room to grow, and something you can actually hold through volatility without flipping. So first is Coherent. This is a large cap, the vertically integrated anchor. And the thesis here is that the only Western player with vertical integration from iridium phosphide wafers, EML lasers. NVIDIA's $2 billion investment from March 26 isn't just a partnership, it's a capacity reservation. And LTA's minimum customer demand guarantees, which converts cyclical hardware into something closer to contracted revenue. So you can see here that the price currently right now is $358, market cap of $70 billion, the forward B of 44 to 48 times, which is pretty high. And the analyst median price target is $380, and it's a buy consensus overall. And it says this one works for the next 6 to 12 months because it's going to grow through to 2026, 1.6T ramp simultaneously, and many other good factors here like NVIDIA investing. And of course, the hardest player in the stack to disintermediate, owning the laser is owning the bottleneck. And of course, it does say that it's already significantly forward PE, which I just stated, and it's 3 times its 5-year median. So the single customer risk is NVIDIA if they shift to different individuals. Yeah, I mean, we can see that literally since, December of last year, this stock has gone on an absolute tear, literally doubling, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. Now, of course, this stock does have some significant volatility to it, but that is, of course, the price you pay when you're investing in these kind of assets. And the next one it gives me here is Fabrinet, a mid/large cap. This is the picks and shovel manufacturer, and this is that they build the transceivers for everyone: NVIDIA, Cisco, Lumentum, Vienna. Whether the winner is Coherent or Light or a Chinese module house ramping in Thailand, FN gets paid. Customer agnostic exposure to the $1.6 trillion transition without picking a horse. You can see once again, we get the price, we get the forward P, which is 44 times, the trailing PE, which is, and here it also gives us the risks here. Once again, we can see that this stock has appreciated since the last few years, still just on a pretty much upward trajectory with no signs of slowing down. Of course, past performance isn't indicative of future results, but still something interesting on the radar. Once again, like I said, the photonics space is definitely very volatile. And then of course, you can see we get Credo Technology here. It says mid cap, highest upside, the highest beta. And it says started as the AEC leader, just acquired Dust Photonics, now a credible silicon photonics. 5 hyperscalers, 3 already more than 10% concentration, going from AEC pure play to $500 million plus optical business in 2027 is the kind of optionality you don't get in Cohere at these caps. You can see the price is $236. The forward P is around 44 times, and it looks pretty good. And you can see also here, which is really cool, it gives us what it actually skipped. This company, it says, is unprofitable and too much concentration. So this one is 117 times 40. That's insane. That means it's priced for perfection. And this one says it's very close to the Coher thesis. It's also got the NVIDIA $2 billion, but the trailing P is 158 times. And the stock is up to $1,000 in May 2026, which means it's more priced in. And so once again, we can actually take a look at this stock. This one's around a $40 billion market cap. Once again, a little bit more volatile. In fact, definitely a lot more volatile. You can see it went down around 40%. And then of course, recently started to spike up around 140%, literally only last month, which is definitely pretty crazy. So must be some key turnarounds going on. The thing that I want you guys to understand here is that this is really useful. Now, one thing that I also want you to understand, when you're doing a lot of this stuff, you may actually come across terms that you may not know. So something that I've instructed my members to do in the AI investing community is I said, even if you ask Claude all of this stuff, one key tip / trick that you can do when you're adding to this prompts is just say, explain this thesis again, like I'm 10. Now, I know that might sound kind of stupid, but the point here is to get the raw thesis instantly, because sometimes Claude likes to over-explain. Now, of course, if you're doing completely detailed research, you don't really want Claude to miss any of those key details. But if you just want a quick glossary and you're trying to understand the basis of why a stock is going up, that is what I would say for you to do, to just essentially condense down all of that complex stuff so that you understand it. So it literally says Cohere, they make the lasers and the pipes and own the factory. NVIDIA literally gave them $2 billion in March and said, please build more. You'll buy whatever you make. Safe bet, makes a lot of money. Fabrinet, they're the factory that puts everything together for everybody. Whether NVIDIA wins or Cisco wins or somebody else wins, Fabrinet builds the gear. You don't have to pick the right team. You own the bus that you'll ride. And then you've got Credo, the rookie who's getting really good. Smaller company, growing 3 times as fast as the others. Just bought a little laser company and is now the same as the big other kids. 5 massive customers already. And if they keep growing, this could rocket and also could trip. That's the trade-off. And so this is, of course, giving you the risk here. And this is, of course, a more enhanced summary. But the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is that this speeds up your time if you don't have time to digest all of that data immediately. So now, one of the other skills that I like to use is one that is directly linked to this. So let's say you've actually found a stock that Claude has essentially not recommended, but just given you the information on. And one of the ones that I really like is Fabrinet. Let's say this is the picks and shovels, because of course, this is essentially kind of like NVIDIA. So what I could do now is, let's say I grab this stock. Okay. And what I could do is I could still do this in the chat, but I'm going to just do it in the new chat. So I'm just going to do a new task here. And then what I will do is I'll just do / and then thesis. And then essentially I'm just going to paste the name of that stock. And of course, essentially what this does is this is going to give you a thesis on why this stock is potentially a good investment or a bad investment. And so you literally don't even need to do more than that. You can just click enter. When you just do that prompt, it's of course going to give you some options. It's going to either give you a new thesis or update an existing one. Now, since this is new, I'm going to put new. Now remember, let's say we just recently had our AI give us the previous thesis. So for here, I'm going to go long. Then of course, the core thesis, we could of course paste in what we just had previously. And of course, supporting pillars. And this is where all of the details that you can put in to essentially have your new thesis. And essentially Claude is going to help you flesh out that idea. Now, here's the thing. I know some individuals may not want to go ahead and fill out all these details because they see it as just super extensive. But like I said, remember the previous conversation we just had? That is, of course, going to give you those areas where you're going to be able to fill this out. But also, if you simply don't want to do that, what you can do is you can just say skip this and you build this. And so for this, I'm just going to put markdown, and then I'm just going to say skip this, you build this. And for me, I'm just going to put, for a watch list. And so here you can see we have our investment thesis. And this is, of course, the kind of thing that you would present when you're actually going to, come up with an investment idea. So it starts with the thesis statement. It says long FN as the sole source contract manufacturer of complex optical and electromechanical assemblies, powering the AI build out. Then it gives us the key pillars. Then of course it gives us the key risks. It's always important to be aware of the key risks, because sometimes you can just think, okay, Claude is just magically going to give me 100x. But we do need to understand that anytime you're investing, your capital is going to be at risk, and these AI models can make mistakes, hallucinations. And so here you can see the valuation of the targets. This is the bull case, is an implied return of 28%. The base case, you can see here, is flat, and the bear case is an implied return of minus 52%. Now, of course, you can see it also gives you your stop loss and exit triggers. It says exit or trim if NVIDIA or Cisco program is publicly lost or materially descoped. 2 consecutive quarters of GM contraction without volume expansion. Building 10 utilization missing plan by less than 20%. 1 year after open, or the stock breaks 420 on heavy volume without unrecoverable news. So here you can see the thesis scorecard, which is really useful for seeing if things are on track or if things are going off board. Then, of course, you've got the catalyst calendar, and this is one of the biggest things. There's actually a separate skill for this, and this is, something that I'm going to dive into later. But the reason the catalyst calendar is so good is because essentially what happens here is this gives you the dates that you need to be watching for your stocks, and this is something that most people do miss. So rather than trying to find out this date or that date, you can see here this is when building 10 opens. Watch for utilization commentary. This is when AWS run rate progression, certain tracks, and this is basically all the high impact news that is going to affect the stock. And so the thing you need to know about thesis as well is that theses aren't just Word documents that you generate. And so with the thesis, essentially what can happen is, of course, you can update an existing thesis. So let's say something happens and I type in thesis here, and then of course I've got the thesis tracker. I can of course type in the same stock, and then I can click ask. And so here you can see it essentially asks, so what do you want me to do with the existing FN thesis? And the reason that this is good is because what you can do is you can then maybe change your thesis. So for example, you can log a new data point. Maybe something's happened that Claude isn't aware of. Of course, you can scan the thesis. So do a rescan, reassess your conviction. So this is essentially just going to make Claude just basically do another search. It's going to look around for more data, reassess it. And then of course you've got thesis check, quick pillar by pillar status. And of course, this is where you want to put your date and then essentially your date on your conviction. Now, the reason this is so good is because I think this is useful because it allows you to stay grounded in terms of your investment strategies. Investment strategies, as you all know, is going to continue to change. And this is something that I'm really trying to get people to understand is that, of course you can have conviction in a certain stock, but the market is dynamic. Things change, events happen. It's always important to understand that these changes are what is going to either increase the value of your stock or ultimately decrease. So I think one of the best ones for most beginners is just to do, a full thesis review, maybe every 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the kind of investment that you're making. Of course, the more volatile it is, the more often you will need to do that. But of course, it's going to cost you some more tokens. So that is another skill that I will use because of course, it's something that allows me to understand what my thesis is, where it's going, and how the changes are being made. Now, like I said, the other one called Catalyst Calendar, this essentially just builds a forward-looking calendar of events that could move stocks in your coverage. So you know what's coming and your position ahead of it. And essentially you can say build a catalyst calendar for what's coming for this stock, this stock, this stock, and this stock. And this is really, really useful. So essentially you just need to have your coverage universe, whatever tickers you're looking for, whatever sectors you're in. So maybe you're in photonics, maybe you're in this or that. And then of course you've got the time horizon, the weeks, the month, the quarter, and whether to include macro events. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now, because remember, previously we literally just did the catalyst calendar. So what I'm gonna do is slash, then I'm gonna do, in fact, let me just stop this chat because I'm gonna just do a new one. And then I'm gonna do slash catalyst calendar, and I'm gonna do tab. And then what I'll do is I'll do photonics space. Now essentially it's just going to prompt me with a bit more questions here. And so you can see it gives me which slice of the photonic space should I cover. Of course you can cover all of it, and then you could put the stocks in that we previously had here, and then I could say I'm going to look at this for the next 30 days, and then what type of catalyst should I include. And then of course let me just put all of these. I mean, this is the thing where, like I said, it can be completely dependent on your level of knowledge, and if you really want to customize this stuff. And this is what I like about Claude. It doesn't just drop you off in some random place with all these random plops. You have the ability to go advanced, and like I said, there's always the ability to just skip. Okay, so you can actually just click skip here, and it's just gonna give you all of that data completely. And so now here you can see my catalyst. And so now here you can see that my catalyst calendar for the stocks that I recently said I was investing in is now set up. So you can see that this week's key events, I've got Monday, June 1st, NVIDIA GTC at Taipei. This is the single biggest sector level event in the window. Look for any incremental fame and timing, CPO commentary. All of those details are going to be significant, and you can see if there's anything about copper first, tone would compress the multiples. Of course, you can see here we've also got the earnings on June the 4th. You can see this is going to be really interesting as well. And then we've got June the 5th, the first macro print into the June 6th to 17th MOFC, and it's been trading with high beta tech rate sensitivity. a hot print is the biggest near-term risk. So this, you can see here, is super useful, because now I know every single event that I need to pay attention to understand where my stock's going. Now, personally, I don't think it is wise for investors to, be paying attention to every single stock in their portfolio and just reading absolutely everything. But at the same time, I still think that this is incredibly useful if you're going to be investing in certain sectors and you want to at least know what's going on, or watching the market and just understanding exactly what's going to happen, because maybe you want to reduce your position size before the big day, or understand when the volatility is, so maybe you can rebalance your portfolio. This is something that I think is very useful. Now, the last one I'm going to look for here, and this one is basically the precursor to idea generation, and this is /screen. And essentially this one is running quantitative screens or thematic sweeps to surface new investment ideas. So essentially you can say screen for undervalued stocks in certain sectors, and essentially it's going to ask you for if you want something that's long or short, the sector or industry, the style and value. And you can see it already has certain screen types built in. Those are by the low, those are by value. Then you've got ones screened by growth. Then you've got ones built by quality. Then you've got ones that are short, okay, deceleration growth, margin compression, insider selling. And then you've got ones that are special situations, recent spin-off, yada. So if you do /screen, I'm going to say and so here you can see, after screening for undervalued photonic stocks, it says here's the framing leaders. It gives us those are multiples that make value a relative only exercise. The screen surfaces 3 actionable longs, MSKI, 7 times MSKI. You can see deleveraging story plus understated advanced packaging, optionality in spectrophysics, IGP, $19 a share, net cash on the balance sheet protects the downside, industrial laser cycle inflection with defense laser kicker. And then we've got FN, which I think we literally just spoke about that stock, which is of course really good. And then it gives us some honorable mentions. So at the end of the day, this is the kind of thing that I think takes your investment to the next level, rather than just browsing around without guidance. Of course, this is what we do here in the AI Finance Lab. We discuss these things, we use them all the time, and I am very on this. I'm literally on this every day. I'm using Claude to evaluate different stocks, update my portfolio, and stay ahead of the competition. Essentially just finding alpha before others do. And when you have AI, it becomes so much more easier along with these skills to find alpha and become a better investor. Now, if that's something that you think you enjoy, don't forget to check out the AI Finance Lab. There's tons of resources there for like-minded investors, for those of you that want more on this stuff, because this industry is constantly expanding and there is so much that most people don't realize you can do.